Good morning, future Nick, Carla. This is my review, my reflection for Chapter 19, World Studies, Honors World Studies. It was medieval, basically the medieval ages, the medieval Europe. We finally sort of take a Western-centric approach here in World Studies, more or less after the fall of Rome. And it was a really long chapter. It was already a long chapter with 5 lessons, and then I broke it into 6 lessons because I wanted to give a lesson to the Crusades. And then we had a couple days off, no work days. It was the last day of the marking period, and then a no work day on the 25th, in service day, and so it was like a 2.5 week chapter. Lots of information. You go over a lot of history. I mean, the whole Middle Ages. And we just finished up yesterday. It was a current event. I'm pretty good in grading. Caught up for once. Nothing in here was particularly troublesome. Write down every time I have an issue. I write it down. I don't have anything for this chapter, so it went fairly well. It usually does in advance. It's usually in like the section 2s where these weird things pop up. We'll say that the virtual lesson probably could have stood to be split. It just depends on how the calendar pans out. So this week we're actually doing a Black History Month virtual lesson, covering the end of here because we already went over it in virtual. Let's take a look at the tests. We'll see how they did. Probably good. Advanced kids do well. I'm moving the video. There we go. Alright, speed grader. I won't know because there's an essay question. Alright, what were the effects of the Crusades is the essay question. This is something we explored in our Crusades lesson, so they should do well. So I don't have a class average yet, but it is a really long test. It's one of the largest tests of the school year at 65 points. Usually we're floating around like 55 points, maybe 50. Moving on, we'll be doing the Renaissance next, which has already pretty much been built. In terms of the lessons themselves, I did the basic upgrades. I've been updating less of the videos because by this point in the school year last year they were pretty good, and I wised up to make them. It's fun when you throw personal little or pop culture nuggets in the videos, but then the problem is they're no longer relevant a year later when the next class does them. So you throw that in there sometimes. Keep the kids perked up, keep them interested, surprise them a little bit. But with the same notion, it is nice to recycle videos, especially if you just did a good job at it. Like maybe you were having a great day that day, you're more enthusiastic. I've seen some videos I'm more enthusiastic than others, and you kind of want that full enthusiasm for every video. It's hard to get kids excited about history if you're not excited about history. So I will replace them for that reason, or if there's some reference that's no longer relevant. But otherwise, why reinvent the wheel? It's already there. 19 went well. There's a whole lot of information. Consider splitting that virtual lesson up next year into 2 different lessons instead of 1. And that's about it. Take care.